Darlings, it's Mummy, and I'm standing here at the Bellagio fountain right now, and you can see the depth of it. It's about, well, at least this end, it's about 4 feet. And there's the Bellagio, Steve Wynn's triumph with the museum inside. That's the famous museum where he backed into a Picasso with his elbow or an umbrella and destroyed a painting, and it had to be professionally restored. We're going to see the fountain in just a second, which is pretty exciting. It goes off supposedly every hour and every half hour, on the half hour rather. So we'll see very soon what it is. As you see, the town is filled with Eiffel Towers and dusty superheroes who've seen better days. I don't know if that's Spider-Man or Spider-Homeless Man. Anyway, so there's the Eiffel Tower, and we're about to begin. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, albeit chilly. But we're here, we're enjoying, oh look, out in the water, right there, a little duckling swimming around, all by himself. I hope he's okay. Yeah, he's young. He's just been separated from his family, so I hope he's doing okay. There's Caesar's Palace, which has, unlike the Venetian ceiling, the Caesar's Palace ceiling over their casino area actually changes the lighting. So it actually, the sun sets at the Caesar's Palace ceiling murals, and that's kind of exciting to see. And there's Caesar's Palace down there too. These complexes are so enormous now that you get completely lost. You could get completely turned around in them. So this is not a place for people with poor senses of direction. Either that, or if you have a terrible sense of direction, no problem. Just make sure that you have a bank account in the multi-millions, because you'll simply get lost in the mess of these casinos and the interlocking casinos. Many of these hotels are connected to each other, so you don't know where you're going. The next thing you know, you're in a different casino completely, at acres of another casino with the same machines. So even landmarks don't make any sense. So you're simply lost, and you give up on trying to go out of doors and looking for daylight. All right, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the fountain is going to begin any minute. They're piping music in. I'm not sure what this number is. There's a schedule sort of posted on the internet for the numbers that come up, and but I think it's kind of outdated now. I'm not sure the Bellagio is really keeping up on what the fountain does and doesn't do, the performances and everything. I've noticed the fountain running at odd hours, which is interesting, because supposedly it costs them between $10,000 and $15,000 a day to run this fountain and the shows, the water shows. So we'll see. Anyway, I don't quite know what's happening. I shall check my clock. Yep, it's supposed to start any second. Oh, the anticipation is extraordinary. Oh, I hope the little duck, yes, the little ducky, I hope the duck doesn't get near the fountains. But we're going to see very shortly what's going on. We'll see, and that's nice. So, bridal party, of course, is closing in on Mummy, probably for good wishes. I wonder how much silver is down there. Oh, there seem to be a lot of quarters, that's for sure. It's not a cheap crowd here. All right. Oh, and look, the floor definitely falls away from this area, this like little 3 feet area, and then it definitely gets deeper and deeper. Oh my goodness, imagine. What if they decide to give up the water fountain shows and do something about the Titanic? That would be quite exciting. Alrighty. Well, more and more people are gathering, so we'll see what happens. Perhaps now that Steve Wynn is so much out of the loop, they're just deciding to run the show whenever the nice janitor comes by and turns on the switch. Can you imagine? Oh, the discipline of 20 years ago. Mummy was here 20 years ago in Las Vegas when this was one of the tallest hotels. Now it's dwarfed by other things. I think the Eiffel Tower was the tallest structure or whatever. Now, these weren't even built. The Vidara and I don't think the Cosmopolitan was built yet, and they're not even the tallest anymore. 54 floors is not the tallest structure anymore in Las Vegas. Apropos, while we're waiting for the fountain, I would like to just say one thing. In the Stephen King novel, The Stand, I know that Las Vegas becomes the home of the Antichrist, the Revelations type demon at the end, and there's of course a nuclear bomb explosion in Las Vegas. It's wiped out. But that's the Las Vegas of 35 years ago that Stephen King was writing about. I must tell you, and I thought that was a great idea to make Las Vegas the epitome of modern decadence and perfect idea to have that be where Satan would reside, would be in Las Vegas. I must tell you, in the 20 years since I have been to Las Vegas, and I've said this before, there's something endearing about Las Vegas. It's as funny and silly as it is. I don't feel the Kardashians here. I don't feel the Real Housewives here. Yes, do they come through here? Yes, are their values smeared like, Betty Crocker canned frosting all over the place? Yes, and yet there's something else that's kind of endearing about Las Vegas. It's trying to make itself prettier. It's trying to make itself lovelier. It certainly is a perfect expression of different races and creeds and nationalities colliding and finding common ground here. And I think that's kind of exciting, that there's this cosmopolitan, international quality here that's quite endearing. And it's lovely to see that in spite of all of the stuff that's going on politically right now, there is a goodness of heart between strangers. Apropos of which, here's the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man shaking hands and welcoming people and trying to fool them into taking photographs and then charging them for them. Oh dear, if they come this way, I shall be very, very cross. All right, well, the Hulk is scratching his jock itch. That was kind of interesting. Yes, I love the shaking of the hands. Look at these innocent tourists. They don't know what's happening. Well, they definitely don't have New York City radar going. See, New York City people would spot these people instantly, which is kind of cute. Oh, she gets a hug from a man with a machete. Yes, that's very nice. And here comes her friend. And now they want a photo op. It's very sweet. Yes, the Incredible Hulk is doing nothing to save people from misfortune. Oh, and now, oh, here comes the machete. Yes. There's something interesting about Spider-Man, the Hulk, and Leatherface, or whoever. It would be like Eleanor Roosevelt and Freddy Krueger getting a photo op together. Now that's something I would pay for. Eleanor Roosevelt and Freddy Krueger below the Eiffel Tower. If this isn't a statement about New York and the United States in general, it's hysterical. I love it. And I love how grimy Spider-Man is. Yes, he's been rescuing someone in a sewer or something. But that would just be great. Eleanor Roosevelt, oh good, he's frightening the child now. I like the zip up the back Hulk. All right, so we're waiting for the fountain to start, and it's supposed to start on the half hour, but apparently the nice custodian hasn't come by to turn on the switch. All right, Mummy is gonna have to say goodbye. I'm gonna let you go, and I will try and capture the show as it happens in a little while. All right, darlings, talk to you shortly.